Hey everyone, Paulo here. So, the other day in Atlanta, in Atlanta for a while now, in somewhere outside of Atlanta in the woods, the police have been wanting to build a training facility apparently, and a bunch of Antifa have been living in the trees there and refusing to leave, and they're armed. And the other day, an Antifa member shot a cop, and the cops shot back and killed him. And now we're gonna see what CNN has to say about that, and they're talking about the mother here in this article. It says mother of activist fatally shot by law enforcement at Atlanta police training facility says she feels angry and powerless. Okay, well, I mean, undoubtedly her son was killed, and yeah, I can see why she would be angry. The mother of an activist fatally shot by law enforcement, a terrorist, right? The people in doing this in the woods have been charged or are being charged with terrorism, domestic terrorism. So already they're using very soft language, calling him an activist rather than a terrorist. By law enforcement in Atlanta earlier this week said that she feels angry and powerless as protests over the shooting erupted on Saturday. And so this is why we're talking about this, because of the protests last night, and the burning and destruction that were going on in Atlanta. The activist terrorist, 26-year-old Manuel Esteban Baez Terran, was shot near a planned $90 million 85-acre law enforcement training facility where opponents had camped out for months in an attempt to halt its construction. On Wednesday morning, law enforcement officials were performing a clearing operation to identify people who were trespassing in the area, authorities say. Officers spotted someone in a tent in the woods and gave verbal commands, but the person allegedly did not comply and shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation said. So here they're even telling you. So this person shot a cop. Officers returned fire and fatally wounded the person who was identified as Terran. I don't know how to say that name. A handgun recovered from the individual's possession matched the projectiles from the trooper's wound, the GBI said. Terran's mother, Belkis Terran, spoke to CNN by phone from Panama Saturday night, expressing disbelief in law enforcement's recounting of the incident. Okay. Okay. They said he had a gun. If he had one, it was for protecting himself against the animals in the forest. That's what I understand. There's a cop in critical condition, or he was in the ICU. He might not be anymore. I never knew he had a gun, the mother continued, adding that she didn't think Tehran was the type of person to fire at law enforcement. Of course she doesn't think that about her son. That seems normal. Terrorists, come on CNN, activists, terrorists associated with protesting the facility also disputed law enforcement's account, calling Tehran a forest defender working to fight environmental racism. What? The F? What in the world is that? Environmental racism, come on. What does James Lindsay say? Wokeness is calling everything racist and white supremacist until you control the institution you're trying to take over. They said Tehran identified as a non-binary and was a sweet, warm, and very smart and caring person. Ugh. He was not a violent person. He was a pacifist. He would tell me all the time. He wouldn't even kill an animal, Tehran's mother said. Okay. Tehran didn't express any concerns about personal safety over the roughly 6 months spent with other activists near the proposed police training facility, the mother said. Wow, he was there for 6 months. I had no idea that was going on. 6 months. They had an autonomous zone. In 6 months, nobody knew it because the media wasn't talking about it. He didn't think it would escalate. I would tell him to be careful, but he would tell me he was safe, she said. The mother says she now wants to come to the U.S. and assist activists who knew Tehran. Okay. I want to stand up. I want to raise his voice. I'd like to help the conservationists to find a way to stop Cop City. I don't know if I can do that, she said. The Atlanta Police Foundation has said that the planned training center, dubbed Cop City by its opponents, is needed to help boost morale and recruitment efforts. But the facility, which will include shooting range, mock city, and burn building, has been met with intense resistance, including Saturday's protest. Fiery but mostly peaceful, right? Tehran's mother said she was saddened to hear about the protests in downtown Atlanta where 6 people were arrested after businesses sustained damage to their windows and a police cruiser was left in flames. You think people were arrested? I don't think violence is going to do anything, she said, telling protesters in Atlanta. Do not throw stones. We need to walk together with candles. This is at least a sensible statement. I'm sorry for the people who are angry, but I don't want to be angry all my life, the grieving mother said. Yeah, so I don't know. This was a pretty weak article, and it is being very weak on a man who shot a cop and then was killed. and we see this constantly. And it's not just here, right? I mean, just look at like donut operators content or something, stuff like that, where you get this ridiculous story about cops killing some innocent person, and then you find out that the person was shooting at cops. You're like, there's body cam footage. It's just insane. We live in an insane world right now, and CNN is pushing a lot of this. They're pushing lies. They're pushing lies to control thought. I don't know how else to say it. It's propaganda, and it's awful. Anyways, this is Paulo. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Oh, if you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know what else you'd like to see. Thank you.